Thomas here with Much Props, going to give you another how-to video. Today we are once again building something from The Nightmare Before Christmas because it's literally the night before Christmas. It kind of makes sense to me. I've previously made the vampire teddy bear, and I thought I would continue with that theme as I go into the Christmas season tomorrow. With another one of the presents that Jack built for some of the little kids on his good list, I guess. We are going to build the pumpkin jack-o'-lantern from Nightmare Before Christmas. Let's get to building. Thought this would be another easy build right before the holidays that I could knock out pretty quickly. I had the paper mache pumpkin for a while, and after redoing my workshop I found a lot of random items that I needed to make with. So I started off by making the box for the jack-in-the-box. Just simply measured out a 8" by 8" square 6 times. The 4 side pieces have a 45-degree angle cut on 3 sides. The top of each of those will make up the rim of the box and should be a straight cut. The bottom square will have a 45-degree angle on every side, and the top will have straight cuts on all edges. I also cut a square for about 1/3 of the way up of the box for extra support. It should be a little smaller so that it rests inside this cube that you just made. Mine was 7 1/4 inches by 7 1/4 inches. With all the squares cut out, now I hit all the angled edges with some contact cement. Barge is my brand of choice. You can use the table to help you mount all the sides flush with each other, or spot the edges by eye. I prefer by eye so I can physically see the edges lining up. You could get fancy and make a functioning crank and add music and all of that, but ain't nobody got time for that. I am just going to make a quick one using some 4mm EVA for the base attachment, fencing wire for the handle, and an 18" EVA dowel rounded over for the knob on the end. For my spring, I'm using an old vacuum tube. I cut out some 10mm EVA foam to act as a plug to help me get more secure attachments to the bottom of the pumpkin and the box. Then I ran a fencing wire up through the middle for support. I ended up having to use 2 to run through the middle to support the weight of the pumpkin head. Foam gets a Plasti Dip base coat and everything else gets a black spray paint. Did most of the paintwork for this project outside with spray paint. I like using a mixture of colors to get dirtier, uneven looks to the job. Remember, Jack had to build these presents quick for Christmas, so the paint jobs were a little sloppy. To lay down the base colors, spray close to the prop to get the gradient and fade in color spray further back in quick passes. I went back in after this and masked off the box to spray the inside black and green striped lines. Then for the last detail work, I once again used my acrylic paint pens and freehanded on the decal on the front and drew on the jack-o'-lantern face. we are finished. Here is the end result. Overall, I think it turned out pretty cool. Definitely an easy build, especially if you can find a pumpkin, whether it's the paper mache one like I found at a hobby store, or you could just as easily find a Halloween decoration or even a fall decoration at the hobby stores. But I really like the way the distorted looking clown looks on the front of it, and the dirtiness of the box definitely adds to that aesthetic of Nightmare Before Christmas. With the little green stuff on the inside, kind of adds to the dimensions of the prop. Maybe you'll try and make this yourselves and impress your friends with your ability to make that jack-o'-lantern, jack-in-the-box, creepy but kind of cute at the same timeness. And I know it's oddly specific. Maybe you'll get some...
Yay!
And inevitably, they're going to ask you, how'd you make that? You can give them one of these, tell them, much props. He's a little bit wobbly. So, how about we let him say hello?